Personal style is a lifestyle. It's the collection of systems that operate your life. How you maintain your life and your body and your home and your car. The objects that you welcome into your possession. Our daily routines are loops, coming back and interacting with the same spaces and objects over and over. Running on autopilot is a good thing. It frees up space for thinking about other things. But the flight path is a reflection of our conditioning. Passing apartments on the train, seeing houses that look the same, people doing the same thing, is an eerie feeling. It's not a bad thing to fit in, but it can lead to a feeling of meaninglessness. This is why traveling overseas changes who you are, because you get to see people doing the same activities, eating, cleaning, cooking, commuting, relaxing, playing, in new ways. It helps break your cultural conditioning, and you get to examine whether there's a better way to do something. Code. An old man, hungover, stumbles out into the sunshine, wearing a mix of clothes from the night before, and his pajama pants, and a scarf he grabbed by the door because it was cold. The result could be stylish if all these items follow a sort of code. A messy room of an artist can be stylish if the objects are harmonious. Dishes in the sink could look good. The difference between copying the style of a Tarantino film and Tarantino's actual films is an unknowable code of style. So if you want to find your personal style, it really is everything. It doesn't have to be a consciously chosen code. For many people, it's driven by intuition, a feeling of yes or no. But when we see millions of people online, and people whose style we admire, it's hard to hear that quiet inner voice. Relationships with objects. I used to be like the chaos in everything, everywhere, all at once. I would see inspiration around me in other people's styles and adopt it myself. But I now realize I wasn't connecting with the aesthetic or the object itself, but with the person's relationship to that object. I was attracted to seeing someone with strong style convictions. So if you want to find your personal style, get off Pinterest. Unfollow the influencers whose style you like. You don't like their style, you like the idea of having style, and you have to find that style for yourself. You have to find a way of doing things that's perfect for you, and you have to know why. For each object in your house, you should be able to say, why? The why bonds you to that object and makes your average day meaningful. As a little side note, I think that's why Minecraft is such a good game, because you can interact with every block of the environment. When I go walking through my town, I'm prohibited from interacting with most objects. I can't dig up the pavement or cut down a tree. It creates an alienation from my environment because there's no relationship between myself and the things around me. But when I go home, I am allowed to interact with every object. I used to feel like cleaning and maintenance of my home was this huge burden, and a big part of it is that I didn't have a relationship with the tools. Finding a meaningful way to do mundane activities can make the average become extraordinary. The impact of everyday choices compounds and is evident in decades to come. Choices. I made a worksheet for myself to help ask these questions and determine why I'm making the choices that I'm making. It's on my Patreon for free. It's linked in the description box. When you finish it, look at the why column. The words you've chosen are the skeleton of your style philosophy. If you wanted to take it further, you could use these words to write a manifesto about what style means to you. I love seeing older women with great style. I can feel how many decades of work went into cultivating it like a garden. You could hire a personal stylist, but you can't buy style. It's earned. Every area of life where you make a choice, you expand your style. Choosing is very powerful, and not choosing is still a choice. Randomness is also a choice. I'm not saying you have to buy new things. The best style is a collage of using things that you already have access to in surprising new ways. It's also not a project that will ever be finished. It will continue to evolve over your whole life. For a while, I was against cut flowers because they die, and I only wanted living plants in my house. But now I appreciate the romance in flowers dying and that gestures of love have to be renewed again and again. It's not healthy to be rigid and extreme about it. It's more an ideal self to experiment being and see how it feels. It's okay to change your mind, basically. Solutions. The strange thing is, the more you use discernment to choose what you allow into your life and what you don't, it becomes clear that there is a soul expression inside that is waiting to be revealed. All you have to do is approach every part of your daily routine and ask why you're doing it the way you are. And if you don't like it, why? Invert the properties that you hate about it to find what you should be doing instead. I don't like those cutlery drawer inserts. I've been avoiding getting one because I'm waiting for something that feels right. Inverting the properties that I hate about it allows me to find a style solution, and it soothes a certain restlessness inside me. Kind of feels like a puzzle clicking into place. Void space. Pare back what you really need and see what happens. Objects become multi-use when you own less of them. I lived without a toothbrush holder for months until I looked up and realized I've been displaying these seashells on the bathroom window for years. Making sentimental items become useful or adding sentimentality to the mundane has been a huge part of developing my own personal style. I'm waiting for the right wine glasses to come to me. Till then, we drink wine out of mugs or these champagne flutes I found at the op shop. I'd rather make do with the objects I love and leave that empty space for the wine glasses to come into my life. If I bought cheap ones to fill the space, I wouldn't need nice ones and they wouldn't come into my life. Emptiness is magnetic and it attracts things in. Saving up for the right one is worth it. Poorly made items break and they have to be bought again. I saved up for a ceramic water filter that's really beautiful and it makes me happy every day. Style is sold to us on Pinterest as something you can buy and have delivered in 2 business days, but the most rewarding style comes from sitting in a void space for a while and allowing things to come to you. When you start doing this, you stumble across strange objects in op shops or on the side of the road, or you discover new uses for things that you already have. Social impact. Developing your personal style has a positive effect on your network of friends and family, but I do want to make a little note on social graces. When you start rejecting the normal and choosing for yourself, it can offend people. I've spent my whole life asking why, and it tends to confront people and make them uncomfortable because most people just want to get about their day. So when you go against the norm, it can create social friction. The solution is that when you talk to other people about it, you only focus on what you like and not what you're rejecting. If you refuse to drink alcohol, say you love the taste of green tea. And when you're a guest, you just have to be flexible and adapt to the lifestyle of the host. At the end of the day, finding your style should be something that improves your quality of life and that makes the mundane moments extraordinary. I'm sorry this video is late. I spent a long time deliberating about whether I even had the authority to talk about this topic because I feel like my style journey has really only just begun in the last few years. But if you're interested in hearing more about it, I'll make this an ongoing series and we can sort of come along on the journey together. If that's something you're interested in, please let me know.